Sure. Hi, Akshat. This is Harshvardhan Tiwari this side, and I'm the project head of Project Maverick at Law Seco. The idea of this project is to provide free law entrance examination preparation to aspirants who want to enter into the national law universities or other law schools in our country. With that aim in mind, we have been doing these sessions.
So, should in fact,
Okay. Akshat, at this particular point of time, let me introduce you to the participants. Akshat is a graduate from NLU Assam. He's a postgraduate from Nalsa University and is currently practicing as an advocate in the Lucknow bench of Allahabad High Court. In this particular session with us, Akshat will be taking us through the preparation strategy and he will tell us how to crack this CLAT PG paper in the last 1 month or more. So it depends upon when you are starting with your preparation, rather. Akshat, over to you.
thank you, Harsh. For the beginning, it's now approximately 1 month or maybe a bit more, according to the situations that are prevailing in the country right now. So maybe it's more than 1 month, I guess, one and a half months. So we can start a preparation by taking to the books that we can refer. First, talking about the subjects, like basically 40 marks are for the constitution. So the backbone of all the CLAT PG paper is the constitution. So we should focus more on it. I did my preparation in 2018. The paper pattern was though different at that point of time, but we can go through the same preparation in this also. uh, uh, First, simply we have to read the bare act of the Constitution. After going through the bare act once, we will have about 90% of the things in our mind, how everything is done. Then we can go through a simple textbook. I preferred J.N. Pandey. You can read any of the book that you prefer. Going through the book chapter wise, we can cover almost all the parts. Anything extra on that, you can jot down on one of your notebooks any case laws and everything. But not all the case laws. For suppose while I was reading Jane Pandey, Article 21 was a separate chapter of 144 pages. So, and there were about 100 to 200 cases on that. But while you will be reading, you will get to know what are the important case laws in that. So automatically you will jot down that and read book once, so that you don't have to open the book another time and you are just see your notes. So, and then go back to the Bare Act again and read it, and especially the DPSP part, fundamental rights, and the like, first 51 articles, because they can ask even the smallest of the parts. If you have seen the last previous papers, they ask even the smallest of parts, that which word is in which article. So that forms the main gist of the constitution. And the case laws, this is a sample paper that comes along with it. Uh, the case laws are very important, that comes into it. So that is your general awareness. There are there are judgments in the live laws that come along. That last year, I guess there were 35 important cases that they give. Every year they give important judgments. So you can take out that important judgments and read through. If you have SCC, they give head notes on that. That will be available. And if you don't have access to SCC, you can refer to any online. You can just put a Google search on those judgments. You can get the gist of that judgment. So of what kind of what have the judges said. It's a general awareness, not a very thorough integration on that judgment as they seem to be to some of my juniors, that they were asking to me asking similar questions on what they should do about these judgments. So this forms the constitutional. The other subjects that are law of torts, contract, uh, public international law, criminal law, basically the IPC. These are the main subjects that come every each and every year, I would say. The other, so that can be found in the book of E.K. Jain that I referred to, and I would suggest to you also, because the theory can be easily found in that. You can refer to that. Questions are along with it. That is more than enough for CLAT PG exam. Jurisprudence is a though very tough subject because uh, before it holds 50 marks, now it doesn't have 50 marks, but it's still tough because they can ask question in the theory part regarding, just suppose say they can ask like in the A-Lit paper of 2018, they ask about the theory of they asked a question regarding, I don't remember exactly the question, but there was some a judgment which was recent judgment, and they ask how to put the theory, apply the theory of two different theorists in that context. So that forms a very basic part of the jurisprudence. So you have to go through a proper book that you can read through. There is Nomita Agarwal, people refer to their V.N. Pandey, there is Prananjape. You can go through these books, which is which you can do in 1 month time, I guess. Though it takes more time for jurisprudence, I took about 3 months to complete jurisprudence because it's a bit tough for me. But it depends upon people how can they cover. I know people who studied for half a month and got to NLS, but it depends upon people to people how they go about it. So jurisprudence forms main part. I saw the sample paper. It's not like the previous year papers where they are giving one line and asking who's the author of this line, who have given this book. That's is not a very much part of this paper, but it can be though asked. It's just a sample paper to deceive you. It can still be. It's CLAT PG. They can do anything. It's a CLAT committee. So
Oh, so Akshat, on this point, you said that it's CLAT PG, they can do anything.
yes, they can.
So all we can say is the lines of professor of your previous university who
Yes,
said just chill, but
just
that
chill.
is not what the easier case will be. So
Yeah,
can you
it will
throw
be.
some
Yeah.
Akshat, can you throw some light on the paper format, like question paper format? I have come to students have sent me texts sharing with me the concern over the change in some
Pattern.
paper pattern
Yep,
format.
paper pattern. Yes.
Yeah, they told me
Uh,
that for 150 marks, two
yes, yes.
hours paper, but I
Yes.
want you to take us through that new paper format.
Paper format is quite different, and it's a bit difficult also. I read it that you have to, there are 100 marks objective question, and then there are 50 marks subjective question, which is of two parts. First, I will be talking about the objective part, that is 100 marks. They will be giving para-wise um, passage, which is probably an extract from a judgment. You have to identify the basically the judgment, and they will be asking what the judgment is saying about which judgment is there. And basically, there are with the sample paper is there are 10 extracts, and there are about 10 questions relating to each extract. So you have to identify the judgment, then what the judgment is saying about what all provisions are there. So basically, you have to know you have to be very aware about the judgments that are in the recent time being held by the Supreme Court, the Delhi High Court, and these two are the majority part which comes up, the Supreme Court and the Delhi High Court. So and you have to. I asked some of my juniors that they were preparing. They have prepared from 2017. I guess that's too much, but you have to be prepared at least from 2019 or 18 till 2020, because it had stretched too much. You have to be prepared with all the judgments that have been held during the Corona period also. So that is the gist. And In the objective part, but there is a certain format in that also. The objective parts have 40 marks constitution paper, constitution questions. Others are from other part like IPC, the family law, and other subjects that come within this scope. They have even asked from ADR that was not listed because they are very. They always use words such as in their giving the subjects while listing the subjects. The CLAT always uses words like other subjects such as and then etc. So they always, if they are obviously they are lawyers, so they use words that you can't claim later on. So in 2018 also they listed 5 subjects and they gave questions from RTI, company law, and taxation and labor law and whatnot. And jurisprudence was also from another level. So you can expect the unexpected, I would say. And in the and there also a very mild classification. If you get 40% of marks in the objective, then only they will check your subjective part. So you have to score 40% marks in your objective, and so be very careful while clicking clicking your options, answering your questions. And while you go to the essay part, you have to make 800 marks, 800 words answer for two questions, which can be on any subject, any general awareness question, law relating to legal questions, case laws, or any contemporary issue which they can frame as a legal issue. So maybe any dispute like the I can say the India-China dispute, uh, border dispute, which can be related to an international dispute, international legal dispute. We can frame any question which can come into it.
Okay. So Akshat, you have taken us through the PG question paper format, and what I can get out of this entire framework is that the CLAD consortium has also released that 150 marks paper. Two is the timing given. 100 marks is a multiple. 100 questions will be of MCQ nature, and then there
Yes,
will be a subjective questions of 50 marks, wherein one person has to write two essays, and
yes,
each question is of 25 marks.
25.
Yeah, and the word limit per essay is 800 words, which has been prescribed by CLAT Consortium. And you
Yes,
have rightly, and you have taken us through the syllabus, wherein you told us that what are the important areas, and you
yeah,
included constitutional law and other areas such as juris, admin, contract, family, tort, criminal, property. Also, sometimes we see questions on environmental law and labor and industrial law.
yeah.
Uh, Akshat, there's what there we got two questions from the participant. The first question is: can preparation for judicial exam help in preparing CLAT PG?
With this kind of pattern, it can help. Yes, because the pattern have changed so much, especially the essay writing part. It helps, and with such vast syllabus, it is not because while we were preparing with the students who are giving CLAT PG who are in 5th year, and this is something which I was going to address actually. While we are mostly the students in NLUs and some private colleges, they get time in 5th year. But other some colleges don't give students time in 5th year. So students who are lucky enough and to get time in the 5th year, they study subjects like okay, they will study for CLAT in the last semester, they're enjoying fine, they give CLAT. But who are preparing for judicial service, they're like mostly they have dropped or they are very serious from 3rd year or 4th year while preparing for judiciary. So they prepare for a vast number of subjects and they are thorough with that. So it helps them going through the while giving CLAT and and while giving ALET also because people just don't give CLAT, they also give ALET. I as far as I know, last year ALET gave 20 questions from CRPC itself. So my sister itself, who got rank 52 in CLAT 2019, they was not able to qualify in ALET because of this kind of preparation. Because they can be anything, very unexpected types of paper question papers.
Okay. I hope Khushi, your question is being answered has been answered. Akshat, there is one more question. You told us to go through the recent case laws. So Datta has asked us whether we should read the entire judgment or how we should read a judgment rather.
Uh, 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 it's like just 1 month left, and if you have prepared everything, I will answer it in two ways. I'm first answering for the people who are just like now preparing for the last one. I guess they don't have much time. Just go to the last the judgments quoted in live law, and they just go through it, read it, understand it, and answer it. And most of the cases that I was reading was generally repeated over and over. While you will be reading contract law, constitutional law, judgments are repeated. You will come to know it, and you have read it in that the law college itself. So you will be able to answer those questions. And the general awareness is like if you are reading newspaper or going through live law every day, you can subscribe it. Even live law is not that expensive, so you can go through a bar and bench. You can go through, and you will be able to answer those questions. Not that tough. But and if you are preparing for very well, like 1 year, 1.5 years, uh, and you have only time for judgments, go through SCC, go through head notes if it is possible for you, because it helps. Head notes help. Manupatra or SCC, the head notes help. I won't suggest to read the full 300, 400 pages judgments. That is that won't I won't suggest for a competition exam like CLAT to read it. So the head notes are enough to read it. So that will give you your main point.
Uh, Akshat, is can you please throw some light on how to structure the answers to the subjective questions? This is asked by Priyamvada Kapila.
Okay. First, it is simple, like answering your answers in your law school. That's what I did in my A-Lit paper. Uh, so my because my A-Lit papers objective didn't go well, but I was selected, so I think my subjective answer was well enough. So I answered it like I answered answers in my law school. Very simple, like introduction. What the question says, asks you to say introduction. Then the main body where you write what is asked, analyze it with the help of case laws. So you are analyzing something with citing the case laws as far as you can cite. Don't It's not important to write the citations, but the case laws. Don't use fake case laws. It's not your law school exams. So you write the case laws and be clear if possible, and then come to after analyzing it, write down the conclusion. With crisp answers, and that will help because there will be different teachers. There will be different teachers for everyone. Uh, because not one single teacher will check the copy of all the 50,000 or 10,000 people appearing for PG exams. So it's better to write crisp, point wise.
Akshat,
And one more thing, if there is while you are going through AK Jam, studying through AK Jam, most subjects are covered. But there are subjects like that you are not able to cover, like taxation law, environment law, or any other subject that you are not able to cover. Then you can just go through in the last moment. You can just answer questions. Just just go through answer question and answers. So you can prefer a book, M.A. Rashid. It's a fat book of judicial preparations. I guess daily judicial preparations or a judicial service book, M.A. Rashid. Uh, it's a fat book. I guess it cost a little bit, 1200, 1300. It was in my library, so I used it. It's a good book. It just have around, I guess, 25 to 30 subjects, question answers of each subject. Like if there are 13 300 to 400 questions each subject, you can just go through those and it will help, because at the end of the day, the questions you answer will matter to you. Practice questions as much as you can because learning will not help you. Just textbook learning will not help. Questioning, practicing will help.
Okay. Akshat, there's also this element of negative marking when we talk about common law admission test, even PG. So there is 0.25 marks which are deducted for each wrong answer. So do you suggest any kind of strategy to minimize the loss?
I would say first answer the questions that you know perfectly. Then mark the questions or put a pencil mark where you doubt things. Because now we can at first we can use to mark questions like okay fine it's just 0.25 negative. But now there's also a bar that you have to answer uh, you have to score 40 marks. You have to score 40 marks to go through to that the CLAT PG will check the your subjective. So that is the main crux. So there you have to be very sure that what are you answering. If you don't know, just I would say don't answer it because every or can, you can just like uh, if you are sure that you are answering these two questions correctly and there is a doubt on two or three questions that yes it can, then you can probably because yeah for one right question you can answer four wrong questions. You can calculate the mathematics and do it, but I would suggest just mark the correct ones as maximum as possible because you have to score 40 marks. You can't go anywhere.
Okay. Akshat, there is also this particular thing stated by the CLAT consortium that only the candidate who secure 40% uh, in the objective section will qualify for the evaluation of subject descriptive section. So, therefore, it is very pertinent to ask how should one attempt this paper, this objective part, that the chances of their qualifying for the marking of descriptive section happens.
That I was only saying from the very beginning. But, you have to be very careful while answering the question. Be very sure what you are answering for. Because while it is 40 marks, you like first we used to do like okay this is 1 marks, 2 marks. I have scored 5 marks. Now I can at least answer four. I can guess four questions. Obviously, if one gets okay that I will score one, then three negatives. Like okay, I can calculate the mathematics. But now it's very like if I go four are wrong, so then it is minus one, and so it's like very mathematical calculation that we have to do. So be very sure what are you doing. So that will be very much how much you are sure about it. Like don't spoil your paper just because of guesswork. Because and very much into this I will tell you the pattern of 2018 that what I've got through. We were prepared very much. I was preparing for last 6 months. I did everything was fine. When I went to the center and came out, I was like, when I sat for exam and I was like, shit, what is this paper and all. I came back, I met my friends, everyone was like, what is this? Uh, I scored, I was like 76, 78 marks was coming out of 150. So when we came back, when everyone was like that 65, 75, 70, then I came to know that the paper was tough. So don't doubt yourself at that point of time that oh the paper is only your paper is tough. It's tough for everyone. So just be sure that you score 40. Be sure about that you're scoring 40, 45 first at first. Maybe it's tough for everyone, but 40 is the limit that you have to cross. You have to cross that bar. So be sure about it.
Okay, Akshat, Yash has joined us late, but he is asking that what are the books to refer, and he has also written something called classes. Which classes? Uh, I think classes will be a difficult part to answer in this particular session. But books to refer, Akshat has already taken us through. But Akshat, can you, if you can name five books,
Uh,
five important books?
okay, I will name it subject wise.
Yeah.
For constitution, uh, refer the Bare Act, main important, basic, and then refer to Jane Pandey as a book for the case laws and everything, for the minute other things. You have to go through it once, just once. Uh, and then for jurisprudence, you have to go to Prananjape or Namata Agarwal or any book that you think. And for other subjects, all other books go through their act, like contract and IPC go through their act and AKJ. And and refer any other book for your questions. As much as many as objective questions you can refer to. Any book, Universal, uh, EBC, or any book that comes through to answer as many as questions as many times you can. That's the best thing you can do. So these are the books right now, and because these two subjects are mains, and for other Ikejan have all these important stuff that comes.
Okay. Uh, I hope, yes, your question has been answered by Akshat. Akshat, when one is preparing for CLAT UG, especially 2020, there has been a special emphasis on refreshing the knowledge of important judgment and then finding out if various issues in such judgment. Also, there has been a call for refreshing knowledge with respect to important constitutional and legislative provisions. Particularly, those are discussed in recent case laws and their the historical case laws related to that. So how can a law student who is in a fifth year, who has graduated but is taking a drop for CLAT PG, or is preparing for judicial services but wants to also appear for CLAT PG, can ensure that all these areas are covered effectively in the last 1 month?
That's difficult in last 1 minute, I would say that's difficult in last 1 minute. But the thing is, in last 1 month, when you have to cover everything from the very beginning, I would just say, because you can do this while you are preparing for, I would say like 6 months, then you can cover this stuff. But while you are in the last month, I would just say, just go through the judgments, read it, on what point these judgments are. If you have ever gone through those judgments, I was seeing the sample paper. So the part of the judgments that they were referred to, if you have read the constitutional law in proper way in your UG, while in your undergraduate course, you will be able to answer those questions. It's not that tough. Uh, I will tell you a part of this here, because one of my friends was preparing, one of my juniors, so-called friend, was preparing for CLAT UG for past 1.5 years. And when the paper was sample paper was out, I guess it was in April last week or May first week. They were like, "Oh, I can't answer these questions." And a fourth year junior who saw this paper, she was like, "Oh, it's easy." So it depends upon your knowledge even. So it's not like you can go through it in 1 month or not. It depends upon the paper has been framed very sharply by the flat constraint, in the way that how you have studied in your UG course. So it basically you have to revise through the constitutional law, that how that, therefore it is important that you go through your UG books or UG notes, that what have been stated and what have been, because I've seen the same line have been quoted everywhere and how they have been interpreted, and same judgments have been and the judgments are based on the recent judgments are based on those judgments. So if you know the little bit facts and legal aspect of the recent judgments, you can answer, and you know the past judgments, you can answer those questions. That's my analysis, my part. But it depends upon the it depends candidate to candidate how they approach to it. It's a part of it, how they approach to it.
Akshat, how important is to go through the sample sets released by the CLAT consortium for CLAT 2020?
It's important because it's a totally new version of a paper. There's no such paper previously. So. of the PG paper that I have put for him. So, because previously there were objectives, like last year there was last previous year sample paper was objective and essay type question, but they were simple objective questions, not as such. So it's unprecedented type of paper. So it's very important to go through and analyze how they have divided the question paper. They have divided 10 passages, given 10 passages, but how those passages are framed, from where they have come, try to answer. Just don't go through the paper. Try to answer those paper and see how one passage has come to analyze it. In one passage, how many constitution question are there, how many subject question are there. Like in one passage there are 5 constitution questions, one IPC, one contract. Just I'm giving an example to you. See how they have framed it. Is it easy to answer those 10 questions or 8 questions or 5 questions? How they have framed it, and from which judgment they are framing it, and or are they all judgments, or there anything other that they have come out with? So try to go through or analyze it, and depending upon that, you can frame your own strategy. You can help others with the other friends that come with. So it will be a very good thing that you can come up with, and that helps you a lot.
Okay, Akshat, to the kids who have joined us, the CLAD consortium released a sample set on the descriptive
Yes.
question pattern. The four of such questions, the sample set states was somewhat related to. One was on cooperative federalism, other was related to freedom of religion as a fundamental right. The other was related to extended lockdown and its relation to, and somewhat in a somewhat an intersection called for forced preventive detention. And the last one, the sample set question was related to suo motu cognizance taken by the Andhra Pradesh High Court with respect to gas leak. Uh, once we look into all these four questions in the sample set released by consortium, how will you tell us? How will you suggest to the kids to structure their answer while they are putting forward their arguments and perspective, and and how can they conclude well in that descriptive portion?
In the descriptive portion, that it is upon your knowledge how you see it is. There are two or three things that you have to keep in mind while answering the descriptive part. It should not be first thing. It should not be haphazard. Just think 2 minutes, 5 minutes. Take 5 minutes time before answering the question. See what you have. You may know the answer very well. Just know everything about the answer. But while writing an answer, you will be like worried about the time itself and everything. The decision time. But just figure it out how you will write the answer. Just say you are writing about the lockdown. So uh, like the impacts of contract due to the coronavirus lockdown, COVID-19 lockdown. So how you will like, maybe you know everything about it. Just think out how you will frame. So first write about the introduction, and then you come, because I don't think so. You can find you will say this is an unprecedented thing and we don't know the law of it, but you don't have the case laws. But think about it. You will have the case law on this. You will find case law in contract law. While frustration of contract, you will go to the frustration of contract. You will find the case laws there. So you have to apply your mind at that point of time. You have to be calm and composed with how you present your answer at that point of time. And you write there that this is the part of this. This is happening now. This is happening now. This can be done this. There can be extension. There can be this. There can be this. You analyze it. You can get different perspective on that, and then you can conclude. It, what is the question you will have to answer accordingly. Like this is how you can conclude a basic simple answer of 800 words. 800 words is like, yeah, 2 3 pages, I guess. But Yes, you can write it very simply, and you have to be very careful with those people who write very slowly. But you have to be fast, a bit fast. While covering that. Practice
Uh,
your answers. Practice your answers before going.
okay. Akshat, there's one question again. The particular person is asking, can you tell me where can I get these papers from, the past year papers and sample papers?
Pass your papers. I can forward it if you can note down my email ID. I guess there's no website on which you can.
Akshat, can you repeat that last part again?
Yes,
Where can we get these past year papers and sample papers? You told us that you can share it with us and we can share it with the kids.
yeah, I can share it with you. I can share with you.
Sure, sure. So I will try to upload it within Project Maverick, which will be available on Lossico website from 1st of July. Uh, so Akshat, this other thing, the one of the aspirant is asking what should be my score so that I get into MNLU. I think this is quite too early to
Okay, wait.
speculate on that.
Yeah, it depends upon the paper every time. See, like in 2017, while uh, I got like around 78.5 or 79 I got from 18. If I would have been in 70, if I got the same marks in 2017, I would have something 1500 rank. But while I was in 2018, I got like 270 something. So it depends upon the paper and the merit that goes.
Akshata, there is another question, and that is since the pattern of CLAT has changed, is there any point to see past year papers?
Uh, they can see the ALIT papers. They can see the ALIT descriptive type papers. That would help them see how the descriptive type papers come. That would help them. ALIT descriptive type. Because they give four questions, I guess, every year. You have to answer one. So there will be quite a few amounts of questions from them.
Okay, Akshat, the consortium while releasing its sample set, and as what I am able to gather, is that it released two sample sets. In one, the issue for objective part, the passage was related to video conferencing, which is the current issue ongoing, and the other sample set was with respect to Subramaniam Swamy versus Union of India. We know that it's related to defamation. So, do you also believe this? Do you also believe that the consortium will possibly balance these two aspects? Or one is relying on the landmark judgment or important judgment, and also balancing it with recent judgment or recent news bulletin related to legal field.
I'm still holding my point that it is flat Austrian. It can do anything at any point of time. They have maybe uploaded papers which seems to be tough to many of the kids, most of the kids, I would say. But at the end, they might give you a very simple paper. Or might they actually they give you a simple paper? Might they end up giving you such a tough paper, uh, even tougher paper? You don't even know what they're doing. They are just some people sitting and just publishing a paper. They don't even know how to check it. So I don't know how they answer it, how they check it. I don't know how they do it exactly. Question is,
Okay. Akshat, again, you said that in the very initial part of this session that you will divide this strategy for two kind of people. One is who exactly have 1 month, and other who have been preparing for Flat UG for a while. Can we come back to this particular part?
okay, I guess I've shared the people, shared my opinion with the people who have just one. But to the people who have been preparing for quite a while, like 6 months, a year, or year and a half, they have maybe they should have they should have been revising their part by now. They should have been. because 6 months is more than enough if you're free and in this part of life, in this circumstances, you are free actually. You used to make time for us, you have time. So by this time, you should be revising and going through the other parts like the subjects that are not easily available to read, like the taxation law, the corporate law, the notes of these parts are not easily available in any book. So go through that, uh, Google the questions if you can get somewhere on these questions, on these subjects, and go through the legal cases that are there, legal facts that you can get, and try to find the news that you can connect with these the point of it, like the India-China dispute that can be connected to a international legal dispute or something kind of the trade war between US and China that can be a legal dispute. Try to find some legal disputes that can be a question in your CLAT PG because they can give you something like that to check how much you're aware about the surroundings that is going on. So be very particular about studies. It's not that simple as it seems that you have studied with this part and this will. Because by the virtue of a descriptive question, they can ask you anything. Even the jurisprudence that seems like other subjects such as jurisprudence. Jurisprudence is not that easy now. It's become even tougher now. It was 50 marks before, but it's now even tougher as they can question your theories with the legal awareness questions. So you have to be legally aware, plus you have to know the theories of the jurisprudence very much, that how they affect the legal awareness surrounding you. So the legal disputes and the theories, you have to connect it very well.
Akshat, the syllabus to the for the CLAT 2020 PG also states tax law and labor industrial law.
Yeah.
So can we have received a question. Our student is asking: are there some specific portion of these law that we need to study, or we have to go through the
No,
entire law book?
I guess there is no time for that. There are so many subjects they have stated, and they have not stated many of the subjects that have come in the sample paper. They are not stated ADR and many RTI. They have still come up in the sample paper. So if you collect the subject, they will amount to like around 10 subjects more. That will be, you can't study 10 subjects at a whole. For say company law, you can't study the whole company law, the tax law, the environment law. Environment law, still there is a thin book that of 80 Jan comes up, very thin book, around 100 pages, 80 Jan comes up, you can read that. But other books you can't. So just go through the, I said any Rashid book comes up, where you can see how many questions are there. You can go through the questions, MCQs, and you can find matter online. It's fine. Just go through the matters from above. Just read through it. Just read through it. It's not that very complicated thing that you have to go through. See the sample paper, see how they have asked questions, where they have asked questions, which part they have asked questions. Go through, analyze it. First, where they have been asking questions. Is it into depth that you have to ask? And for suppose they have asked only one question, that too much in too much depth. So I don't think so that's worth a while for going for a subject to answer that one particular question. That's you have to analyze it. That I'm studying this subject, but I'm studying it that giving it much of the time, but not studying that subject because only one question is being asked and that's too much in depth. So going for 1 mark rather than 5 marks is also a strategy to develop. First thing is analyze the paper and then prepare for it. So take a day, then have a printout of a paper, see how they have come up with it, everything, and then go through it.
Akshat, there's this very repetitive question from the aspirants that how much time should we devote to our preparation during these last 1 or 2 months,
See, it depends.
or at this uncertain time limit?
See, it depends upon the preparation. See, if you have been prepared, like you think you have prepared, just revise it and chill. Just chill. I didn't prepare I prepared it from December to April, and last month I was very like I didn't I have a choice. I wanted to study, but I was very unwell, so I didn't study for last month. I studied for like I revised on the last day after April. I was hospitalized for 3 or 4 times during that period. But it went well, I guess. It went well. So it's upon you, I guess. If you're prepared it, so it's fine. If you haven't, do as much as you can. Devote as much time as you can. I know it's boring without a deadline. And it's very uncertain कि कब क्या होगा अब क्या होगा that comes up in your mind. But it's better to prepare. You have nothing more to do. I guess. It's like when you have nothing much, you have a target to fix. Fix a target. Uh, See, there are certain things you have to do. So, put a target at a slip at top 50. You have a target of top 50, top 10, top 50. You have to go to an NMSI. You have to go to NALSA. Fix a target, and you have to achieve it. So, how to achieve it? You have to break through that. And if you're targeting it like no कोई भी मिल जाएगा तो you can sit in flat PG and bet sure you will get something. That's also not possible right now because you have to answer 40 questions. But I am dead sure that they will make it so easy that you can answer it 40 questions. I guess if they are marking it 40 questions, so they will make it that easy that you can answer it. But you have to make a breakthrough for yourself that I have to get it perfectly. Make a target for yourself and see that repetitively. Stick a sticky note somewhere in your books on your desk, somewhere you study, and go through it every day. And you will achieve it. You will be so happy that day when you will achieve that thing. And that thing will make you really happy. It's my personal experience. So it will help.
Akshat, there's also one thing which is on. In fact, no one has any clue when the exam will be. So, how do the kids manage this particular stress? If somebody has been preparing from the last 1 year, they have taken a drop, and all their aim was to get into a good college by cracking CLAT, PG, or get into a PSU. So, how to manage this part?
See, PSU thing is still very uncertain because of the. I am not disheartening anyone. I just heard last night one of my batchmates was selected. PSU came to our college. He was selected now. Just 2 days ago when I graduated. Yeah, 2 years ago. So they are even shelling people right now. So PSU this year will be a little bit. Very just tough. Last year it was a very tough thing. Last year they didn't select from the achievement pattern of the exam. They were not selected. Last year even NHAI selected NHAI this year. This year or the last, I guess this year in the starting of this year. Yes, no, in the December 2019, NHAI had a notification. They selected from the CLAT 2018 batch, not the 2019, because of the change in the pattern of the exam. So PSU is only one PSU came last year, and there was no the corona problem or any problem last year. So PSUs are not coming because of the change in the pattern of the class right now. That's my personal opinion. They might. I hope they can. So, the point is that how they can be disheartening. But be prepared every time. The South notification, South Asian University notification came last night. They have made last night to the students for the online examination because centers are not coming up, so they have mailed everyone for the online examination and to fill up the forms. So what my CLAT do the same thing. So CLAT after they will give 21-day notification, uh, but it can happen. So be prepared always, every time that exam might happen. So be prepared next summer. Notice it's like only a month left. We already like it's a month left. And we prepare for it.
Okay, Akshat, any last comments, a strategy or something like that, which you would like to share with the kids?
See, the thing is that don't try to copy anything. Uh, don't try to everyone is different at depression style. Everyone is different at depression style. You might have a different, your friend might have different. We go through as your capability are. Prepare like that. And there are different things that you might do, and why always have some clear thing in your mind that why you are going for PG, why you are doing that, why you are going there, and don't question that why you entered into that college. You're going to that college, you're doing LLM, you have to clear, always have a clear thing ahead in your future also. Have a clear mindset always, and prepare very in a clean mindset, एंड डोंट बी लाइक क्या होगा यार अभी अभी एग्ज़ाम नहीं हुआ एग्ज़ाम के बाद अगर कोई कॉलेज में हो गया तो क्या होगा बी फ्री रिलैक्स काम कंपोज स्टडी फॉर एग्जाम्स and you'll get into a college and then you have something you have I've seen people from very good colleges achieving nothing and from very average college doing very good things. So you just relax. It's just an exam, not a matter of thinking. So just do it.
Thank you so much, Akshat, for taking out time for us and taking us through this particular prep strategy. And
Harsh, you can share my email ID with everyone if
yeah,
anyone
you can tell it to them directly.
anyone wants to contact me for anything. Because I guess everyone has a different problem, different issues with so you can share. My email ID is Akshat, AKSHAT, 243 at gmail.com. Or anyone wants to have anything else or want to ask email ID again, Harsh, you can ask Harsh. You can contact me anytime.
Yeah, that is great. Thank you so much, Akshat. We would love to have you back again with us under for Project Maverick whenever we require your assistance in helping out the kids.
So thank you.
Thank you so much, Akshat.